Hi everyone, welcome back to the Mindful Makeup Collective. I'm Fira and today we're diving into my project plan for 2025. Now, if you love makeup but you also want to be more mindful with your collection, actually using and appreciating what you have instead of running after the latest release, then this video is for you. I'll be sharing my project plan goals for this year, how I plan to track progress, and the strategies I'll be using to balance enjoying my products and actually using them up this year. So if you're looking for inspiration on how to start your own project plan this year, or you're just curious to see how I'm going to make the most of my collection in 2025, keep watching. Over the years, I've accumulated a lot of makeup, sometimes just impulse buying instead of appreciating what I already have in my collection. This year, I want to be a more conscious consumer. That means number one, taking stock of what I own. I started 2025 by counting every single makeup product that I have in my collection. Yes, every single one of them. You can check out that video that's sort of linked either up here or down below. Secondly, setting a low buy strategy. Instead of a no buy, I've given myself structured rules that allow me to enjoy makeup without over consuming. If you're curious about my low buy guidelines, that's also listed in the description box below. My 3 project plan strategies. I didn't want to force myself into using a handful of products while ignoring the rest of my collection. So I've decided to follow 3 project plan challenges to balance things out. The first one is the traditional project plan, and this project, the focus of it is to either use up a product completely or just focus on using it as much as I can. I'll be selecting about 6 or 7 products, and the goal is to either use them up completely, hit usage goals, or hit ban on them. I'll also be rotating my products seasonally to avoid burnout. The second project is Pan the Palette. Now, this is eyeshadow focused. I don't intend on using up an entire eyeshadow palette this year. I wish I could, but I know I'm not one of those girls. I wish I was. But to make things more realistic, I'm going to roll in an eyeshadow palette or a couple of eyeshadow palettes and either use them 20 times or use them 2 months in a row, whichever comes first. Now, this will help me rotate through my eyeshadow palette collection and help spread the love around. The third project is the Deck of Panning project. Now, the focus of this is to rediscover my makeup collection and to shop my stash. Now, this is a fun gamified way of approaching panning. This was started by Emily Max on YouTube. I'll link her channel in the description box below. Now, here is how it works. I shuffle a deck of cards and I pull out a couple of them, and each card corresponds to a prompt that's on a spreadsheet created by Emily, and that prompt helps me select products from my collection. Now, this is all about rediscovering my collection to randomized prompts, which sound like a lot of fun. Now you know the plan, so let's go and pick the products I'll be focusing on for each project. For my traditional project plan, I have selected 6 products. The first one, this is the Glow Skin Beauty Sea Shield Anti-Pollution Moisture Tint. All of that just to say that this is just a tinted moisturizer. It's in the shade 6W. This isn't a great shade match for me, but it's light enough that I can just spread it around and it works. I believe this is a clean beauty brand and I've had this for a couple of years. So the goal for this is to finish it up completely. It's got an SPF protection as well, SPF 30, but I don't really rely on products such as these for my sunscreen. I have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Brightening Flawless Finish complexion correcting under eye thing. Oh my god, like these names, they're so freaking long. But basically, this is just meant to brighten the area under your eyes. It's a fine powder. Unfortunately, I dropped this a couple of months ago, so it's in tatters. And my goal is to finish this off. Don't ask me to repress it. I am not that girl. I wish I was, but I am not handy when it comes to things like that. I am not Deepak Chopra, the queen of depotting. So my goal is to finish this off so that I can get it out of my collection and not have to fuss around with the little bits all over the place. Next up is a pencil liner from this brand called Shamba. It's the Extreme Eyes Long Wear Kohl in the shade 04 Loyal Blue. And it's actually a very beautiful blue. I wore this yesterday and it did smudge a bit, but it stayed on for a good part of the day. Because I'm so focused on eyeshadow, I tend to neglect all of my pencil eyeliners. So I want to really get into them this year. My goal with this pencil is to use it up 20 times. After that, I'll rotate in another colored pencil. Next, I have a lip liner from a brand called Nika. It's called Lips Don't Lie. It's in the shade Pillow Fight. And in the same vein like eyeliners, I tend to forget to use lip liners. I go in for the lipstick straight away. I don't like fussing around with a lip liner. It's just an extra layer of work that I don't want to do. I'm lazy like that when it comes to makeup. I like I like quick finishes. I intend on using this more as a lipstick than a lip liner just to get it out of the way. The only problem is this doesn't last at all, so I need to keep reapplying it. I have one MAC lipstick in the shade Rebel. I don't like this color at all. It is not flattering at all to me or my skin tone, but I make it work by mixing and matching it with other shades. The reason it looks like it's been bitten off is because I've scraped it off to put it into my traveling palette just so that I use it up a little bit more. As I said, I tend to mix and match the shades that I don't like to create a Frankenstein lip color, and that tends to work, but I want to really use this up this year. For blushes, I have the RMS Beauty blush in the shade Sangria. I've not used this enough to know if I actually really like it. I know a lot of people rave about this blush, but I think because I do not like the color, I tend to not reach for this at all. My goal with this is to use this 30 times before rotating in another blush. I don't think I'm going to hit pan on any of my blushes this year, and I'm not going to force myself to do so. It's a stress that I don't need in my life. So 30 uses is what I'll be happy with. Now this is ambitious. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Nudegasm Face Palette. And it's got, I guess they're called like glows, they're highlighters, and you've got a bronzer shade and a contour shade. I want to try and finish up the contour shade this year. I don't know if I'll actually be able to do that because I don't really use contour, but it's already got two little baby pans in there. This is more of a morbid curiosity to see how much I can actually use up. So this is going to be quite interesting. I am looking forward to using it up this year. We'll see how that goes. Now for my That palette project, I've got 3 palettes that I want to focus on. I'm going to be using them either 20 times or for 2 months straight, whichever comes first. The first one is the Rowan Quad in the shade 52. They're really beautiful shades. I tend to use them in the summer and they give a beautiful, soft, lived-in look. I have the NARS duo in Hammermet 1 and 2. Unfortunately, while traveling, one of the shades popped out, so I have it in a little tub here. This is a beautiful shade for every day. It's really soft, beautiful shades of light tonal pink. So I want to get more use out of this as well. Lastly, in the project is my least favorite Natasha Denona palette, the Retro Glam palette. And it's my least favorite because I don't like a lot of the shades in here, or it doesn't inspire me. All of the light greens, the super light pinks, it doesn't go with my complexion. I probably just don't have the talent to make it work for me, but this is a challenge that I'm going to start my Pan the Palette project with. Okay, so I have my deck of cards here, which I didn't even know I had. I thought I was going to have to pull something up on the internet, sort of a randomized pick 5 cards for me. But lo and behold, I have a deck of cards. I have added the Joker in here as well, and I believe I have to pick 5 cards. So let's just do that. Okay, the first one is the 7 of clubs. Ooh, favorite category. Okay, that's interesting. Favorite category. The next one is 9 of spades, and this one is out of control category. That sounds triggering. Category in your collection that is out of control, which is almost everything, but okay. Okay, the next card that I pulled up is the King of Hearts, and this is No Pan Left Behind. I'm going to have to read the descriptions of the prompts that she's listed because this is my first time playing deck of panning, so I don't really know what some of these things mean, but we'll look them up. Use every pan in a palette. Okay. I don't know why I'm getting scared actually. Okay. The fourth card is the 10 of diamonds. It's a veto card. I don't know what it means, and I don't see the description of that. Does it mean I get to negate any of the cards that I picked out? I don't know. We'll have to see. So I'll get back to you on this one. And lastly, I've got 2 clubs. A product with a pattern embossed on it. Okay, interesting. I'll have to figure that one out. For the No Pan Left Behind prompt, I'm actually going to cheat a little. Well, not cheating. I guess I can set up my own rules. I'm going to be focusing on the Charlotte Tilbury Nudegasm Face Palette. That's part of my traditional project pan project as well. I am going to try and use as much of the other shades as I can besides focusing on the contour palette. These 2 are highlighters, but I actually use them as a blush and they're beautiful. This is what made me fall in love with the Charlotte Tilbury blushes. I adore this. So this is what I'm going to use for my prompt. For the out of control prompt, I'm going to pick a eyeliner from Shamba. This is the Extreme Eyes Long Wear Kohl pencil in the shade Sparkling Olive. And it's a green, and I think this will pair nicely with the Natasha Denona retro glam palette that I selected. For the favorite category prompt, which is a toss between blush and eyeshadow, I have decided to go with an eyeshadow, well, an eyeshadow cream from Addiction Tokyo. This is in the shade Burnt Umber and it is beautiful. I love this shade so much. This will pair nicely with the Rowan Quad because this has a satin finish, whereas the shades in the Rowan Quad are glittery. So this will pair very well with that. For the prompt pattern, I have decided to go with a sample blush from Tarte. This is in the shade Pate. I got this as a free gift with purchase. I've never used it. So the pattern is still nice and fresh, and I guess I can make my way around this month. So yeah, that's it. I still don't know what this card means, the veto card. So I'm just going to ignore it this time around since it's my first time doing deck of panning. So I'll give myself that grace. But that was actually fun. I can see why deck of panning is so popular in the project panning community. It's actually really fun. I want to take a moment to thank Teresa from Makeup Puzzle. Her project pan journey is what got me to start on mine. If you're looking for more panning content, I highly recommend that you watch her channel. I'll link her video in the description box below. So, are you also doing a project pan this year? Are there any products that you're focusing on? Are you doing a no buy or a low buy? Do let me know in the comments below. I'm always curious to know how other people are doing on their projects. So, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.